told your friend you're not okay.
Imagine this. You're watching a grand concert. Dim lights, a giant LED screen displaying J-Hope's electrifying choreography, fans around you screaming hysterically while raising their army bombs. And in the midst of all the madness, your camera accidentally captures three super familiar figures. No, this isn't a fantasy. It actually happened at J-Hope's Festa 2025 concert yesterday, where three BTS members, Taehyung, RM, and Jimin, were caught on camera sitting in the audience, and the entire fandom went wild. It didn't take long for fan cams and photos of them to spread across X, Twitter, TikTok, and even trend on Weverse. Everyone was asking the same question. Is that really them? The answer: yes, it's really them. And the presence of these three members didn't just make fans happy, but also sparked a lot of speculation and theories that we'll delve into here. First, let's discuss the context. Festa 2025 is BTS's annual special event, which this year focuses on their internal support system. With J-Hope as the main star, having just completed his mandatory military service, the concert symbolizes freedom, expression, and an emotional reunion. The presence of Taehyung, RM, and Jimin is like a strong signal that they are not only physically present but also demonstrating unity and love as one BTS unit, despite each member going through their own military or personal transition phases. What's intriguing is that they appeared without any prior announcement. No press release, no information from Bigot, no clues at all. They sat in the stands alongside staff and management, not in the VIP section, nor backstage. Their gestures were calm, not seeking the spotlight at all. Taehyung looked elegant in a neutral outfit. RM appeared with a serious, contemplative expression, and Jimin, though his face was partially covered by a mask, still exuded his signature soft yet attentive aura. From a theoretical fandom perspective, this holds significant meaning. In studies of fan culture, particularly K-pop fandom, such gestures are referred to as performative solidarity, a form of solidarity that reinforces the sense of family within an idol group. Their presence wasn't just a show of support for J-Hope, but also a signal to ARMY that BTS is still one, still solid, still looking out for each other. This is extremely important because there had been concerns about division, especially as each member began pursuing solo activities. Many fans were overthinking, fearing BTS might disband, fearing the bonds between members might weaken, and so on. But moments like this serve as a kind of reassuring balm for ARMYs who have been eagerly awaiting real-life interactions between members. And it's not just any interaction. This is a real-life moment, unscripted, and captured naturally on camera. Let's delve deeper. RM's presence, for instance, holds its own symbolic meaning. As the leader, RM has always been known as a balancing and unifying figure. He didn't just come as a group member, but like the family patriarch of BTS, wanting to ensure everything runs smoothly. Many fans say that RM's expressions during the concert showed relief, pride, and perhaps a bit of longing that was finally eased by seeing J-Hope perform again with full enthusiasm. Jimin, on the other hand, is known as the most emotional and caring member. He always has a strong emotional bond with the other members, especially J-Hope, whom he has always regarded as his own older brother. Despite his face being covered by a mask, his eyes clearly conveyed emotion and pride. Some fan cams even showed Jimin tearing up when J-Hope sang the songs Arson and Blue Side, two tracks with deep personal meaning. Then there's Taehyung. This guy never fails to attract attention. Sitting calmly, with an elegant style, a neutral expression but commanding presence. Many ARMYs say that just by sitting quietly, Taehyung can already steal the spotlight. But what's most touching is the speculation among fans that Taehyung was the one who invited RM and Jimin to attend together. Why? Because V has always been known as the quiet connector behind the scenes. He may not speak much in public, but he has his own way of bringing his closest people together. Oh, and theoretically, this moment can also be viewed through the lens of parasocial interaction, a one-way relationship between fans and artists that feels incredibly real and emotional. Even though Taehyung, RM, and Jimin didn't directly address the fans or even realize they were being recorded, their presence alone was enough to make thousands of ARMYs feel connected again. And don't get me wrong, from a marketing and management standpoint, this is also genius. Without the need for massive promotions, just one appearance from them immediately elevates the entire Festa 2025 to a whole new level. In fact, many say the hype is higher than any special performance. All of this is due to the element of surprise and the genuine emotional presence. And the funny thing is, even though the three of them sat in the audience like regular fans, the atmosphere immediately changed. The stands, which had been noisy, fell silent for a moment. All eyes that had been focused on J-Hope's stage began to quietly peek in their direction. In fact, there were some fans whose eyes welled up just because they could see 3 of their 7 favorite stars present without any prior notice. What made it even more interesting was that it wasn't just about their presence, it was also about how they were present. They didn't bring cameras, didn't ask to be photographed, didn't bring a lot of staff, and even looked super relaxed, like they were just hanging out. It was precisely because they were there without causing a commotion that everything felt genuine. And if we think about it deeper, that's what has always made BTS beloved. They're honest, human, and remain down to earth even after becoming global legends. We all know that the military service period is a tough phase for both the members and the fans. Many are worried, sad, and even feel a sense of loss. But this moment is like a small window that gives us hope. A moment that makes us believe that even though they're not actively performing together on stage, they're still connected as friends, siblings, and fellow dreamers. This is tangible proof that their bond hasn't broken, but has grown stronger than ever. And did you know that many armies immediately analyzed this moment? For example, why were those 3 members present? Why not others? Why were they sitting there? Even the color of their clothes was discussed. All of this is part of a fandom phenomenon called microparsing, where fans interpret every movement, every symbol, and every expression as part of the larger BTS narrative. In this context, the presence of the 3 members isn't just a physical moment, but part of an emotional story woven by millions of fans' hearts around the world. Oh, and don't forget how J-Hope reacted. Though he remained professional on stage, many felt he glanced several times toward the stands where the 3 members were sitting. There was even one moment when he gave a small smile, a smile he couldn't hide. And fans believe it was an emotional response when he realized his friends were there supporting him in person. This wasn't just about the concert. It was an emotional reunion captured on camera. What's even cooler is that Jimin, Taehyung, and RM stood at the end of the concert, clapping and smiling. They didn't go on stage or make a surprise appearance. They remained seated as audience members, but their presence seemed to fill the stadium. And for ARMY, such a small gesture holds great meaning. It's as if they were saying, "We may not be on stage today, but we're here for each other and for all of you." From a social psychology perspective, moments like this strengthen parasocial bonding. That is, when the connection between artists and fans feels so real, due to intense emotional interaction. And this is BTS's core strength. They're not just idols, but a representation of hope, love, and loyalty. Even in silence, they speak volumes. So for all of you who felt lost yesterday, thought BTS wasn't the same as before, or worried they wouldn't come back together again, look at this moment. Because sometimes, one glance, one silent presence, can explain thousands of unspoken words. Because ultimately, BTS isn't just a music group. They're a story. And on that day, June 11th, 2025, we all became witnesses to an important chapter in their story. A chapter that may be without words, but is filled with love. And us, we, as ARMY, are lucky to have witnessed it. Even if only through the shaky screen of a fan cam, trembling with excitement. But that's precisely where the beauty lies, because in every second of that video, there are the feelings of millions of hearts bound together by one word: BTS.